Gene.
At the last meeting that Chris led, I was told that I would get my list for my 201, but I don't have it.
Well, you have to go into the office and get it. Yeah. They didn't send it to you? Have you called the office and asked them?
No, and
okay.
I did that day, and
okay.
for some reason I didn't get it.
Okay.
I didn't have
Call
it.
the office again, ask them to email you the list so that you can call people. Yes, Steve.
Correct me if I'm wrong, if you're serving as a precinct caucus leader now,
yep.
or a PCO,
yeah.
and you want to help out by also leading another caucus district that's adjacent to yours, you can do more than one. You can combine two into one.
No, you cannot combine them. Somebody else will have to step up.
Have somebody else have to
yes.
step up. Okay.
Because you got to remember, once it goes to electing delegates, then you're going to go with whoever your candidate preference is, and the other group is going to have to find somebody else. So you're leading the process when the whole group is together. Once you divide up into a sub-caucus, then the one that you're not in, they're going to have to get somebody to step up to do that.
Got it.
Okay, so we want to have as many people already set up, and like I said, we were working hard on that. Your volunteers for your secretary and tally clerks. If you don't have any, you want to look out like I'm looking out at you and say, Jean, will you be the secretary? Look for somebody you know and ask them specifically, would they be willing to volunteer to do that job if you haven't gotten them so far? Or Bob, will you be the tally clerk? You know, so ask them specifically, because people are reluctant, you know, to step up. They think they're not going to be able to know what to do, but it's all in black and white here. You just follow the sheets and it can be done. But you may need to call people out because they're going to need to be voted on as well. Well, no, you solicit the volunteer and then they're appointed by the chair. Okay, so then before the tally starts, you read these rules to the group.
On which page?
We're on 10. And there's more rules from the state, but that's the ones the state, the site coordinator is going to go through.
Now,
Yes.
the last
What it
statement
says,
is,
yeah.
so what is the
It
rest?
says, any delegate or alternate who moves for his or her precinct prior to the county convention legislative district caucus will forfeit their seat. They must be in that precinct on May 1st, or you forfeit your seat. Okay, number 11, the first tally. So, the tally clerk, and this is why it's good to have two people. You may have one doing one folder, one doing the next, and then you switch them over and double count. Tallies the preferences from the sign-in sheets using the tally instructions, and we've got instructions, so we'll go through that. And then calculates the delegate allocation using the allocation workshop, or worksheet. So while the tally clerk is working on that, you review with everyone what's happening. You know, anybody got any questions? You know, how's everybody doing? Can everybody hear? All that kind of thing. So then the tally clerk is going to announce the number of votes per candidate and uncommitted. So has anybody ever heard of uncommitted before? Who's been to a caucus before? Undecided, basically. And sometimes it's a strategy. Whatcom County sent a whole contingent of uncommitted in 1988, maybe, when Jesse Jackson uncommitted, because Jesse Jackson didn't get enough, so they went as uncommitted because he was out by then, and they wanted to put pressure at the convention. So something that can be done. Yes?
I'm probably the only slow one in the room. I'm looking at this like you're telling me how to drive a car and I haven't seen one yet. But I'm a little confused about who's running the show with this thing. on the other page, you say, we don't have a PCO for this district. I've offered to volunteer to run this, but if anybody else would rather do it, now's the time to ask and take my place. Or,
It's a formality.
and also, didn't you say there's someone that's running the entire thing in that location?
Yes,
And that's a PCO?
No, that's a site leader.
it's a site leader.
Site leader.
Yes.
So he wouldn't be the one making this statement that we don't have
No.
anybody for your
No.
precinct.
I,
So I'm gonna do it?
I guarantee that nobody's gonna step up when you say, I've gone to training, I'm stepping up and willing to volunteer.
No, I understand,
Yeah.
I understand what you're saying there, but I'm a little confused about PCOs and this district leaders for this
Okay.
meeting.
Okay,
I mean, really, I'm the
PCOs
only
are
one that-
officially elected,
I understand
Yeah.
PCOs elect, I'm talking about this caucus meeting itself.
okay?
He's confused about site leaders, I think.
So we don't have there's no
Every
PCO in
precinct, we hope every precinct will have a leader.
my
of some
precinct
kind.
doesn't have a PCO. I was one at one time.
Okay,
So there isn't anybody, so they asked me to run the meeting. They didn't
okay,
ask me
so
to
that
run for the
means you're
office.
the caucus leader.
Okay.
You are the caucus leader.
So I assume that, I pick out the secretary and the tally people and
Yes.
all these to
Yes,
do the job.
right,
And for everybody, Hillary's bunch and Bernie's bunch, I'm still in charge of tally for all that.
yeah.
that
The tally gets done before you split up into the different
Yeah,
groups.
for that district.
Yes,
And there may be how many districts in one of these
could be
places.
5, could be 10, but you're only responsible for this one precinct.
Uh-huh.
And if your other precincts don't have a leader, they're gonna have to figure it out.
Well, that's the second half of my question. If they come to this caucus and there isn't anybody to run it, what, do they have to decide amongst themselves if
That's
they want
right.
to go get all of this stuff and
That's
read it
right.
and do it?
The packet will be there,
Where the site leader can help.
Yeah.
organize it.
and the site leader can
Site leader.
help out
And every
with that.
site will have a leader.
We're hoping to. Yeah.
Thank you.
Is there somebody who's actively involved, Catherine, in appointing people to the unfilled precincts right now? So that we
Yes,
don't
we're
have.
working on it.
Okay.
We're working really hard on it.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
And the person that called me, she called it a precinct captain, so
Yeah.
that helps me.
Captain and leader, same
Captain and
thing.
leader are the same thing.
Yeah,
Okay.
we're doing the best job we can trying to fill all those empty spots.
Yeah, if anyone is interested or has a neighbor that's interested in becoming a precinct captain or a site leader on that, call the office down there. I think Deidre is the one who's really taking care of that.
Right.
We're responsible to make sure we have a table for it.
Yeah, someone, if you're interested, then somebody will get back to you. Yeah.
Get our people corralled in a certain part of the room.
I wanted to know,
Thank you.
do you need to be in the precinct of, that you might be?
No. No, but you've been given up your opportunity to caucus.
For your own precinct?
Yes, yes. Jean?
So people that was going to be my question, so they don't get to vote
Well,
at the caucus in their own?
there,
Or
you would get to vote because you would turn in your sheet. Your vote would count, but it's kind of hard to run another caucus. You wouldn't be part, if you're not going to be running for delegate and you just want to vote, you could help out another precinct, absolutely.
Would you do an absentee?
No, there is no absentee or no proxy, no.
But you're working.
Yeah,
The number of delegates from each precinct depend on how many people show up for that precinct. Does it follow that the precinct chair, are they precluded from trying to become a delegate themselves?
no,
Or
no,
is that-
they are not precluded from wanting to be a delegate, absolutely not. I'm going to run as a delegate. Yeah, yes, Bruce.
It used to be that as a precinct, as a PCO, you were automatically a delegate.
No,
Not anymore?
no.
Okay.